Today, I'd like to talk with you about three important issues facing the City of Austin over the next few years. Get smart, the State Board of Education, and the second law of thermodynamics. Yes, I teach at UT, and yes, I realize this will just give fuel to people who already think of me as the professor on this little Gilligan's Island on the council dais. But no, I'm not joking. I start with Get Smart because I've never seen Bones or Big Bang Theory, and I think Survivor is a game you all get to play at 5.5-hour public hearings on Thursday nights. You remember Maxwell Smart. He was a semi-funny secret agent who worked for control and tried every week to hold back the forces of chaos. I remember him because, in a way, that's what I try to do. Now, let me define chaos for you. It's not some international organization of evil people led by a real estate lawyer with a bad German accent mumbling about world domination and stroking his little white cat. Chaos is a world out of control, throwing problems and opportunities and change at all of us just as fast as it can. It's bad air, bad water, and overfilled trash dumps. It's offshoring jobs and stagnant wages in a globalizing economy nobody really understands. It's Esme Barrera and Nathaniel Sanders. It's no place to park and too much traffic on I-35. It's out of control, and it's all of our lives, and every day, at least since we hit syndication, we go out there and try and deal with it. It's comforting to blame the guy with a bad German accent, but we can't do that here. We can't blame Rick Perry, who, let's face it, hasn't been in Texas long enough lately to be responsible for all our problems. And try as we might, we can't even blame developers or environmentalists or neighborhood activists either, because they're us. And we're all cast away on this little island together, trying to figure out how to deal with our common problems. Let me offer a common enemy for you. It's not a person or a secret evil organization. It's the second law of thermodynamics, which tells us that heat diffuses, that anomalies even out, that in the absence of energy, weirdness dissipates. Like many of you, I moved to Austin, Texas on purpose. When I first visited in the spring of 1988 for a job interview at the University of Texas, I felt at home. I liked the small town feel, the great food, the better music, the slackers and hard chargers, the fact that we've got the best swimming hole in Texas a mile from downtown. I liked the fact that it didn't look and feel like any place else I'd ever been. Our real enemy, our common enemy, is all the things that threaten that. It's all the mistakes that other cities made and we might make. It's all the common solutions to all the common problems that produce a common city that could be anywhere. Austin doesn't look and feel like Indianapolis or Columbus. It certainly doesn't feel like Dallas or Houston. We need to keep that. We need to keep that because the State Board of Education is wrong. Evolution isn't a theory, it's a fact. It's the only way to explain trilobites and dinosaurs and Rick Santorum. And we need to teach it in our schools, not just because it's true, but because it governs our daily lives. Austinites are smart enough to know that in a globalizing world, success, not just financial success or economic success, but the success of living a good life, of being happy and productive, success doesn't depend on size or population, and certainly doesn't depend on doing what all the other dinosaurs are doing. It depends on innovating and adapting to changing circumstances, making helpful mistakes and learning from them, looking our problems squarely in the eye and solving them. Every time somebody tells me, Austin is the only city in the country that doesn't have one of these or isn't doing this, a small part of me feels just a little bit giddy. So long as we're smart about it, keeping Austin weird isn't just a semi-cool slogan. It's a key to survival in a brutal, difficult, changing world. And that's why I'm proud to have sponsored the Neighborhood Match program, which gives neighborhoods the chance to decide for themselves what public works they need. I'm proud to have pushed the Austin Water Utility to move forward just as fast as it can on its water reclamation program. In an unprecedented drought, one likely to continue at some level for the rest of our lifetimes, it only makes sense to use our water twice, not just once. Women who respond to all those billboards saying, pregnant, scared, we can help, ought to know there are significant limitations on the help offered in crisis pregnancy centers. The state legislature didn't act, we did. Thousands of Austinites borrow from payday lenders every year, but many find themselves trapped by loans they can't pay back, bearing interest rates of 400%. Congress and the state legislature did not act, we did. And working with community nonprofits, we've helped to put $29 million of tax refunds into the hands of poor and moderate income folks over the last few years. That money helps people get education and training, start a business, or just put money away for a rainy day. All of this is weird. Cities pick up trash, supply potable water at the tap, and answer 911 calls. They don't typically give neighborhoods choices, use water twice, regulate lenders and pregnancy centers, or help people save money. But that's what our changing world calls for. Our continued ability to adapt is critical to our surviving and thriving as a city in the coming years. Weird isn't a slogan, it's a way of life. Innovation, adaptation, going our own way but using our heads, that's how we'll evolve to survive and thrive in the next century. That's why I ran for City Council 3 years ago, and that's why I'm running for re-election. I'm Bill Spelman. I'd like your vote on May 12th. Thanks, and have a great day.